Okay, I'm gonna do volume 5 now. This is actually a really short video, it feels like. Um, I wanted to go back really, really quick before we do this one and share a little story about this clip. Um, Obviously, I'm picking Jermaine up from his house, and I had this idea that like everyone was gonna have their own part, like he would have his own part, and this would be the intro of it. They would all have a clip of them walking, like me picking him up from their house, walking out of their front door, and so obviously it got his. But I was picking up Justin and Demarcus, and I'm sitting outside the house. They live like in this apartment townhouse complex, and I'm calling them. I'm like, "Hey, I'm here." Like, "Okay, yeah, we're coming out." And so I'm sitting in my front seat by myself, and I've got my camera like pointed at out my windshield, at their front door, and I'm just waiting and waiting. It's been like a couple minutes now, and I'm like, I didn't want to miss it, so because there's always a delay when you press record, so I'm just recording, waiting, 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 and then this guy pulls up, and he's like the supervisor for the building, and he's like looking at me, staring at me, and I was like, oh no, what does this look like? Like I'm filming people through the windows, and he's like, "What are you doing, man?" And I was like, "No, no, no, like I'm picking someone up, like," and didn't want to explain to him this whole thing about trying to make video parts. And he's like, "Who are you, man?" Eventually, they came out. I think I got the clip. I didn't put it in, but anyways, that was a big idea that I had for that video, was to start everyone's part off with that, but it didn't work. But I remembered that when I was thinking about this clip again. So, anyways, fifth video. This was summer 2014. Obviously, this is the summer. Random rainstorm at the park. We're hiding under the pavilion. Um, Things started to wind down, and I could feel it. Um, I was dating my wife at the time, and um, obviously, I was just like spending a lot of time with her. So I was skating a little bit less or on like a different schedule. I wasn't just like skating all the time. Um, and people started doing different things. Um, Mostly me and Chris and Jalen hanging out and skating at the time, but Justin and Demarcus Perry less so because they were getting older and they were getting interested in other things, like I mentioned. Um, Girls, friends, going roller skating or something, playing video games. I don't know. I don't. I don't really know. But anyways, shorter video. Some new people, and but Demarcus was really good. He was very, very good here. We'll talk more about it when he starts. His part is at the end, but yeah, I don't know. To me, this was, like I said, I knew that things were ending. As that that's all I'll say. I knew that things were ending, and this was the last summer basically to um, do something, do a video. So I think the quality is really, really good. There's some different people in this video, and yeah, we'll see. Starting off with Chris running in the rain. I don't know what made him do this. Okay, it was. I think it was in this time. Clayton would like pull his car up to the little wavy thing at the front of the park, and he would like put his like bumper there, and they were like ollieing off of that or like ramping off of that and grinding his bumper or his trunk. I think that this was this, but also I just remember seeing him in his car, And he was listening to the song, and I was like, that's such a Clayton song. That's such a Clayton song. And then I like tracked it down, whatever the song was, and I couldn't tell you what it is now. And I was just like, yeah, he's gonna skate to this. And he was singing it. He always sang it. Also, he's wearing the same clothes here because this was all in one day, and that's an insane trick. Especially to do him doing one. Obviously, if you know Clayton, he's like just so naturally talented. He can do all these crazy, crazy tricks, and he always has been. Clayton has always been that. It's just been a matter of like if he has a board, or if someone can give him a ride or pick him up or something. But I mean, he grew up with a quarter pipe in his driveway. He was that guy on Shattuck who had the giant quarter pipe in his driveway, which is hilarious. Also, that's an insane trick. Fakie, that's an insane trick. Switch front one, that's nuts. He probably like had to go to work right after this. Also, why is he wearing swim shorts? He's crazy. And that's nuts. He says, peace. I had this thing where I was like, and I'm sure he could do it. Obviously, he's super, super talented. Can you film a video part in one day? Just like one little session. And you remember that session. Like, I feel like that's like an old school skating thing, like a late 90s thing. You see just like this little part from someone and you realize, oh, that was all in one day. And that's what I was going for with this part. I'm like, that's so cool to be able to do all those tricks in one time. I mean, now you just put them like, oh, you put this on Instagram or something, like, oh, this is this person's session at the skate park that day. But I'm like, no, that's his part. It's really good. So, and I think Arthur is next.
Let's see what Josh does, and then we'll do it.
Me and Arthur are skate rivals. Game of skate rivals. I clipped. There was like a really long gap there. Yeah, we're both into Nollie 360 flips and Switch 360 flips. So our games of skate would just become that. Nollie big flips. Casper flip. That's nuts. Again, was this all in one day? I'm pretty sure this was all in one day. Although it's cloudy there, I'm not sure. Obviously that was the same day. Yeah, mostly. Also, this is Black Moth Super Rainbow, which is really cool. He has a cricket board there. Yeah, that was a trick that we used to do. 360 flip regret. Yeah, we had a lot of the same tricks, which I always had a lot of respect for his skating. Because he could do really, really hard tricks, mostly switch. We had a lot of good games. Okay, hopefully if you know Ruben, like, I'll tell a story in a minute. But if you know Ruben, you know what this song is. Ruben's an old school skater from the early 2000s. He was the best. He was sponsored. That's how you know you're the best. You're sponsored by Illusions. He has the best hard flips. I'm glad that he can still hard flip. Like, I was so excited when he first started to come to the skate park again because he started coming around this time, and I'm like, if I could get him in the video doing a hard flip, I'm like, that's all I want, because his hard flip is iconic, right? And I'm like, just do it in a line. And obviously he did it. And I don't know, this is like meeting your childhood hero, because he was my childhood hero. I can't say anything more than that. I used to, so he actually grew up he lived down the street kind of from me. I remember like he would skate through my neighborhood, but more importantly, he would skate at this credit union, Wanna Gas, which apparently is not Wanna Gas anymore. Anyways, um, but this used to be like a really popular spot. This was a curb before the ATM was there, and they used to skate there a lot, and in this parking lot. And this is literally my house right here, where I grew up, and I'd be like looking through the windows at like this group of skaters. I'm like literally just like looking, trying not to get seen by them. It was like him and Pat and Blake and a couple other people. But I'm like, they're skating here, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. And this was when I just started skating, and I'm like, these guys are so good. Even though I didn't know the tricks that they were doing, like I didn't know what tricks were at the time. But I saw that they were like skating those, skating that curb. And I remember one time he was just like, they were like nose manualing around. And I want to say he did like a nollie hard flip out of it, but that seems like really hard to do. I don't think you could do that. So he probably just did like either just a nollie hard flip or just like a nose manual around and then like shove it out. But I just remember like my mind was blown by that. And so I remember another time I was just skating in my street and I see them coming down, and they were kind of notorious, at least Pat was, for like stealing people's boards or something. I remember I saw them at Midland Skate Park, and there was like, oh, like they steal people's boards or something like that. And I actually bought a board from Pat there, like I traded him or something. But they were they were coming through my neighborhood, and I was like, oh my goodness, like if I go home, like I don't know, that's kind of a weak move. But then I'm like, but if I stay here, like what are they gonna do? And I had a Shorty's mini board, like it was like 7.34, and Ruben grabbed my board, and he's like, "Oh, what kind of board is that, man? Yeah, that's sweet. You mind if I use it?" And I'm like, "Oh man, he's gonna steal the board. He's gonna steal it." But he grabbed it and just did a kickflip on it. He's like, "Yeah, man, that's a nice board. It's got some really nice pop." And I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like, he did a kickflip on my board. I was so psyched. Like, I don't think I could kickflip at the time, but and then they just skated away because they just skated. They lived not too far down the street, but having him in the video, and even more in the next one, was, like I said, mind blown. Life, you know, life goal. It's amazing. So, but again, to have the hard flip, how does he do it? Amazing. Amazing. And this was his song, by the way, from the video that they made a long time ago, if you don't know. It was the intro to it. It's like a RZA or Wu-Tang something. I'm pretty sure he was trying to be Batman or something. Greg, again, he did like 3 tricks down the gap in this little session. And again, just trying to be like, I wanted to do something like 411 Day in the Life or something, or some 411 little short. And I'm like, "Oh, Greg, like tell me about yourself." And so this is why he's talking, saying his age and how long he's been skating. Anyways.
It's Gregory Christian, and I love to skateboard.
I love to
I've been
skateboard.
skateboarding for 9 years. 21 now.
I want to say he said something like, "I'm 21 now. Who knows what the future holds," or something like that. That's hilarious. Also, he just switched double flip down the gap, which is crazy. Is he going to come up and ask me to watch the footage again? Because he always comes up and asks me to watch the footage. Can I see it? And then he'd be like, "That was tight." Again, Christian, another person that I wanted to like just be like, okay, I want Christian to have his part. Does he have a video part in some other video? You know, I doubt it, but someone that I just want to be like, okay, Christian's really cool. I'm surprised that he hadn't cut his hair here yet. Because when I think about Christian, I think about him with this haircut. But again, this is all just one little session, and I'm like, I'm gonna put all this together, put a song to it, and he's gonna have his part. It's gonna be super cool. Also, that should have been way worse than it was. Also, the colors. They're so good. The colors are so good. And that was a really cool 50-50. And that went like really cool with the music. This is an awesome 50-50. I love how he pushed after that. He just holds on to that 50-50. Also a slappy no slide. How can you not put a slappy no slide in there? Chris was not having a good day. He was just wild this day. Also, yes, we wore those shoes all the time. Okay, here goes Chris. Again, we would just always go here. Go to 7-Eleven, get a Slurpee. And I think Jalen was like coordinating the music for him to just play this. Oh, you know what it was? We dropped him off at the door. And something that I always like to do is drop people off and then go park somewhere else in the parking lot. So he doesn't, I mean, he knows where we are, obviously, but like we were playing a prank on him, obviously, so he didn't fall for it. And I think Jalen was making faces or something at him here. And he just he coordinated to say, how does it feel?
Gotta get these bands one way or another.
And I don't remember, I've been trying to think about how did I find out that Chris had recorded a rap song and that he recorded it. And I was like, we got to use it for the video. Like, he's like, okay, yeah, cool. And I didn't think he was going to. I think he just used some random app on his phone to record it. But I was like, okay, you need to send me the MP3 of it. Yeah, it's almost done. But he did it, and I was shocked. But I'm super glad that he did it. And I think it just is so cool to skate to your own song. That's so cool. And also, it was at this point he's getting pretty good skating.
I'm doing this for my father and brothers, rapping like no other.
See,
I
Jalen,
stacked them
Chris,
bands so much, it got that butter. Real nigga, till the day I die. It hurted me the day I saw.
Who is
Real
this little
nigga,
kid?
till the day I die.
Oh my goodness, this kid. He could barely ride a skateboard, and he would come to the park wearing like Timberlands, and he would do the craziest stuff. Like he couldn't do tricks, but he would try. He was gonna drop on the vert ramp one time, I'm pretty sure. We stopped him from doing it, but he was really close to doing it. Man, he had a brother. I forgot who his brother was. Who was his brother? I don't remember who his brother was. I think his brother was a little bit better at skating, but this kid, man, that's so funny.
It hurted me the day I saw my mother cry. I wish I could go back to the times when my father would nourish me and give me his time. But wait, let me slow down and get back to how I'm gonna count these bands now. These bands
again, one of those tricks that he can do.
When y'all look for Chris, I'm gonna be on the rooftops. These little niggas out here think they doing something. Getting shot really and in jail, you ain't doing nothing. But you see Lil Hatch, I'm doing something. Out here making money, trying to prove something.
He did land it, by the way.
Making all this money.
I forgot what he did on the other one.
Day.
And that was so cool how it says DGK all day.
One day.
What does it say?
I'm gonna be in Hollywood,
Be in Hollywood
one day.
No. What does it say?
All day.
All day.
I'm gonna be in Hollywood.
Again, that was just like a huge
one
coincidence.
day.
Let me get that. See how flat that is.
Okay, Jermaine had this haircut. He was growing his hair out because he was getting older. He couldn't just be a little kid anymore, but he had this flat top. He was riding bikes. Like I said, he's like, oh yeah, but riding bikes is fun. We ride bikes all over the city. That's what he was into. See, he wasn't riding bikes there. Didn't have a haircut. Okay, I had to cut really quick because my daughter woke up when I was recording that last video. So I need to finish. Let's see. My part. I finally had a part again. Ollie over five boards. That's cool. This is at the Flint Skate Park. So I was looking into it a little bit more, and I believe this was a trip that we did to the Ann Arbor Skate Park for Go Skate Day. Tony Hawk was there for the opening, and we stopped at the Flint Skate Park along the way. I think it's just me, DeMarcus, Perry. Justin was not there because, again, he just wasn't really skating anymore. And Jalen and Chris. I'm pretty sure Chris was there because I remember this clip of Jalen and Chris. I was filming them, and one of them was like drinking out of this dog water fountain. Anyways, this was a fun trip, and I want to say we went to the Ann Arbor Skate Park, and then I was just thinking like the Ypsilanti DIY Park is probably like so much cooler than this Ann Arbor, like super crowded, a million people there. It's probably way better than this, so we should go there instead. So we went there afterwards. But I'm trying to remember, I thought we went from there. Maybe we went to Ann Arbor again, but we went there, and then we went to the Farmington Hills Skate Park, and then we went to the Birmingham Skate Park. And I think my camera had died by then. But at the Birmingham Skate Park, DeMarcus did like this crazy like 5-0. It was like over a pyramid, 5-0 across and down. It's really big. I really wish I would have filmed it, but I did not. But anyways, this is at Flint Skate Park. And I'm wearing my blue Adidas again, which were some of my favorite shoes. Jalen filming, I think. Yep, that's Jalen. I could tell just by his shadow. So funny. 360 flip nose slide. I thought I was Mark Appleyard, because he does 360 flip nose slides. That's funny. I used to have these pants until up until like a year or two ago. They don't really fit anymore. But it's kind of funny. This was the first time I was wearing my Pumas, and I had an Alien Workshop board. I had writing all along the edge of it, and a black shirt. I think I know exactly what shirt that is. But me and David skating pretty late at night, and this was just one of those nights where like I was breaking in the shoes, and they would just work. They felt just right. The board felt just right. The pants, they felt just right. And I love blue on black. But this is actually like it's one of those nights where you just feel like you could do anything skating wise, just because everything feels right. So did I just do a frontside flip? One of 2 frontside flips I've ever done. Alien Workshop board. I love that board. Like this kickflip, like it doesn't look very good, but it felt really good. Yeah, my board went under a car. Switch varial flip. Fakie. 360 flip. Wait, did I miss? I missed the fakie varial flip. Regular varial flip, switch varial flip. Oh, I thought I did a fakie varial flip. I think I was trying a fakie varial flip. And fakie varial flip, you always land primo. So, David, hold on, I want to rewind it. I forgot what he was showing me. I really wish I could figure it out. David, if you know what you were showing me, it's a picture of something. I don't know what it is. But wow, iPhone 4, 5, can't figure it out. But again, the peak of technology for David here. I think he was just visiting. Shaved his head. Looks great. Skating Vans. He hit like a pretty wide board here. That was really good. Switch pop shove it. So good. And that was really awesome. Obviously I put the clip in. A little slider there. I love his face. How he lands that. And that was so good. I love how he lands his foot on the nose. And I'm really glad like how I filmed that. I was like stationary. Yeah, it almost looks like he has that old school board or something. Again, all in one night, both of our tricks. Ever since the first video that we made, I always wanted to use that clip. I always had it ready to go, but it wasn't appropriate in the first one. Finally, since I knew that this was basically going to be the last video that we made, I was like, I gotta use it.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah. This is my life.
He wasn't even trying this very long. I think this was after a skate jam. Like I said, they never came to the skate jams. Maybe they went to one, but, or maybe it was after like a big day of skating, and he was trying to backside heel flip the stairs here, and he could do backside heel flips down a lot of things. He did it down the Ann Arbor stairs when we were there, and he like slid to land it, but it was really cool. But he was going to do it, but I think he was really upset that they missed the skate jam. And I think it would have just been a really cool time for him to kind of like show out, you know. But he was like, yeah, I'm still gonna come in. And he was like, I knew that if they were gonna do a best trick thing, I was gonna do a backside heel flip down the stairs. And so he's like, but I can still do it. And we tried to film it, but he wasn't even really coming close, and he was really upset. Yeah, this was sad, because it wasn't like he was trying and sticking it. He just wasn't coming close, and yeah, just a bad day for him. This was so good. I think I just saw him doing this 5-0. And I was like, let's put it into a line. Also pushing super hard here. And the struggle to make it around to film this. Because if I followed him, I wasn't going to make it. That was really good. That's super cool. Kickflip. He can kickflip. He doesn't just do heel flips. That was really cool. We were just doing flat ground in that same pavilion. That was so good. He randomly learned that, his fakie big spin heel flip. It's because it's so good. It is so good. Like, I remember he just showed up and was like, oh, look what I can do. Boom, and he would just do it every time perfect like that. I just think it's so clean. And double heel flip, again, it was one of those things where he showed up and he's like, oh, we were skating in the driveway in our garage and I could do a double heel flip. I'm like, no, you can't do a double heel flip. And he did it. I'm sure he did a triple heel flip at some time. There's Jalen, Perry, my board. And again, we were just hanging out, skating in the rain. That's super good. Perry was getting kind of tall and like lanky. Such a clean landing. I can't believe he did that. And I can't believe he did that. It was basically like you can lock in into the rail and you just go down. And yeah, I think when he did that, I was like, wow, he's so good. He just knows that all you have to do is lock on and you'll be good. Same thing with like a 5-0 he's about to do. Like if you just get in and just stick with it, such a good landing.
I was praying to God that I don't go through this longer, but I promise it made me harder and made me grind stronger. My hunger, my dedication. I grew up in the hood where
Landed it, but he doesn't really right away. So I was like, you got to do it again, man. You got to do it again. I'm pretty sure I made him do this trick. That's so floaty. That just worked better. That was really cool, because like I think he thought it was really cool. And it's really big. I mean, he was getting taller, but that thing is huge. Which reminds me, did I ever ollie up that? Pretty close. This clip right here, where he's spinning it. It's so funny because I love this clip because he it looks like he should be about to grab it, but then he spins it one more time. Right there. Whoa, that's so cool. I love little things like that. But anyways, did a no slide. I think I wanted him to crook it, but that would have been really hard. I'm sure somebody did it in another video. Like Glenn did like a tail slide or something on that. Did he go across though? Not sure. We were playing basketball down by the river on the south side. Probably not a very good place to be playing basketball, but that's what we were doing. We were playing basketball there. And it was like the end of summer. Perry looked so sad. Justin happened to be there. Justin's not in this entire video. No tricks. But yeah, I wanted to put this picture because I was like, it's over. I don't think that we were going to be able to do another video the next year. So I just think I knew that things were done. So I ended it with this picture, which is kind of sad. But again, huge huge vibe change for the video. And yeah, I just wanted to put a couple parts together. DeMarcus had his final part. Perry was in it. No Justin. Me and David had a part. I wanted me and him to share one more part because we were like always paired together in some way. Yeah. I think I have a lot of thoughts. I'm still trying to think which one is my favorite. Which one of the videos is my favorite? And when I think of that time, I think when I watched this video, I remember this year. The music, by the way, that last song, Jalen sent me that song. It's the same Lil Snoop as it was in Volume 4 at the end. And I was like, oh wow, that's a really good song. And like, I don't know, if you listen to the lyrics, I thought they were kind of, meaningful in a way. Not to me, but yeah, I think they're good lyrics. They're meaningful. So I think about the song a lot, and I think it fits the vibe of that summer, that year, as things were winding down. So I'm going to summarize all the videos when I do number 6, which is the last video, and it's only like 6 minutes long, and it's obviously the last one, but yeah, I think I'll do a big wrap up in the next one. So I'll see you then.